Welcome, Prince Arthas. The men and I are honored by your presence.
Can the formalities, Uther. I'm not king yet. It's good to see you.
You too, lad. I'm pleased that King Tyrannus sent you to help me.
Father still hopes your patience and experience might rub off on me.
Well, it is a father's right to dream, isn't it?
Look, here's where we stand. Our scouts have confirmed that there is an orc encampment hidden somewhere over the next ridge.
As I suspected.
It gets worse. They're preparing to attack the nearby village of Strombrad. As far as we know, the village is completely defenseless.
I need to move against the orcs' base immediately. Can you handle Strongbrad's defense on your own?
Of course, Uther. Don't worry about me.
Good. Meet me at the orc camp once you've saved the village. Be careful, Arthas.
Is there danger? Of course, for honor. Foul knave. I stand for the light. I'm here to help. A sound plan.
Betrayer of the light.
Certainly. For honor. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course.
Feel my wrath.
Of course.
You are past redemption.
For honor. A sound plan. Certainly.
Justice has come.
For honor. Certainly.
For my father, the king.
Of course.
For my father, the king. Feel my wrath. Justice shall be done.
A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor.
Justice is come. Betrayer of the light.
Of course, for honor. Certainly, a sound plan. For honor. Certainly, a sound plan. Of course, a sound plan. Of course.
Greetings, friend.
For honor. Certainly. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly.
You are past redemption.
Of course. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan.
Foul knave. You are past redemption.
For honor. A sound plan. Certainly.
Greetings, my lord.
For honor.
For my father, the king. Feel my wrath.
Of course.
Justice is
Welcome
come.
to our village.
Of course. A sound plan.
Betrayer of the light.
Certainly.
Foul knave. Feel my wrath.
For honor.
Foul knave. Betrayer of the light.
For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. The light is my strength. Of course. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course.
Welcome to our village.
Certainly. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Justice shall be done. Of course.
We'll fight for Lordaeron! Get your swords!
Strength. For honor.
For my father, the king. Justice has come.
A sound plan. Of course. Certainly.
Please, you're my only hope. A group of gnolls kidnapped my little Timmy and took him to their hideout in the forest. Could you find him and bring him home?
For honor. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. A sound plan.
You are past redemption.
For honor. Of course. Certainly. For honor.
Help me, please. I'm trapped in the cage.
A sound plan. Certainly. Of course.
Orders.
Please get me out of here. I want to go home.
Betrayer of the light.
For honor.
Oh, thanks so much. I have a reward for you.
I'm here to help.
Foul knave.
Is there danger?
Justice is come. Yes, my liege.
Justice shall be.
You are past redemption. Say the word.
I'm here to help. For my father, the king. The light is my strength. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Certainly. A sound plan. I stand for the light. Is there danger? For honor. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. The light is my strength.
Save us!
Get a trap!
Take everything, man. Take all the valuables.
Justice shall be done.
Right.
I stand for the light. I'm here to help. Certainly. Is there danger? A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. Certainly.
Help! Bandits are stealing our belongings!
We'll take their coin just like everyone else's.
Those bandits stole my ledger. Without it, I will lose my entire farm. Please, retrieve it from their camp. It would mean so much to us.
Plan. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. For honor.
You are past redemption. Yes, my liege. On my way.
I'm here to help. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. I stand for the light. The light is my strength. Certainly.
Say your prayers!
Of course. Certainly. For honor.
What do you need? Let me out.
Justice shall be done.
Orders? Aye, my lord. Of course. Wah!
Justice shall be done. For honor. Certainly. Justice is come. A sound. Is there danger? Of course. A sound plan. I'm here to help.
Inventory is full.
For honor. I stand for the light. Of course. Certainly.
Betrayer of the light.
Foul knave.
Feel my wrath.
The light is my strength.
Say the word.
I'm here to help. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. Of course. For honor. Certainly. Justice shall be done. A sound plan. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. Certainly. For honor. A
Thank
sound
you for helping me. Please, take this item.
I stand for the light. Is there danger? Certainly. Of course. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. For
Save
honor.
us!
Escaping!
A sound plan.
Damn. The attack has already begun.
To arms, my brothers!
Yes, my liege. Of course.
light is my strength.
What do you need? On my way! Attack! Orders!
Justice shall be done. The light is my strength. Of course. Certainly. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. For honor. For honor. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. A sound plan. I'm here to help.
Feel my wrath.
For honor.
Betrayer of the light.
Of course. Certainly. For honor. For my father, the king.
What do you need? Yes, my liege.
Is there danger? Of course. I stand for the light. A sound plan. The light is my strength.
Foul knave.
Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly.
You are past redemption.
For honor. For honor. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course.
Justice has come.
A sound plan. Certainly. For honor.
Justice has come.
Of course. For honor.
Betrayer of the light.
Certainly. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Of course. A sound plan.
You are past redemption.
Of course. A sound plan. For honor.
Attack!
Is there danger?
For my father, the king.
Certainly. A sound plan. Certainly. I stand for the light.
Say the word. I know right.
Justice shall be done. For honor. Of course. Certainly. I'm here to help. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Of course. For honor. Certainly.
Foul knave. Feel my wrath.
A sound plan. Certainly. For honor.
Foul knave. All these wretches off with the rest of them. Move them out!
A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Of course.
Feel my wrath.
Certainly. Of course. A sound plan.
Justice has come. Yes, my liege. Let me say the word.
I stand for the light. I'm here to help.
Orders? What do you need?
Is there danger? For honor. Certainly.
For my father, the king.
A sound plan. The light is my strength. For honor. Justice shall be done. I stand for the light. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly.
Orders? Right. On my way.
Justice shall be done. Of course. Certainly. Of course.
Yes, my liege. Of course.
Is there danger? A sound plan.
You are past redemption.
I'm here to help. For honor.
What do you need? Aye, my lord. Say the word. What do you need? Aye, my lord. Orders? Say the word.
The light is my strength. Is there danger? Of course.
Yes, my liege. Right. Say the word. To arms!
I'm here to help. Certainly. Justice shall be done. For honor.
Bless you, Prince Arthas.
What about the others who were taken away?
Don't worry, son. We'll find them and bring them home safe.
Prince Arthas, Lord Uther needs you at the Orc encampment immediately.
Never a dull moment.
Let's get moving.
Ah, good timing, lad. I sent 2 of my best knights into parley with the Orc leader. They should be returning shortly. Damn. These Orcs will never surrender.
Then let's get in there and destroy the beasts.
Remember, Arthas, we are paladins. Vengeance cannot be a part of what we must do. If we allow our passions to turn to bloodlust, we will become as vile as the Orcs.
Yes, Uther.
If you're feeling up to it, I want you to lead the attack.
Me? Well, of course.
I'll remain here and ensure that none of the loathsome beasts threaten the camp.
I won't fail you.
I know you won't, lad.
I stand for the light. A sound plan. The light is my strength.
More gold is required. Ready to work. More work.
The light is my strength.
Betrayer of the light.
For my father, the king. Foul knave. A sound plan.
Ready to work.
Of course, for honor. Certainly. Is there danger?
Ready to work. What? Yes, my lord.
I'm here to help. Of course, certainly.
Betrayer of the light. You are past redemption.
For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. I stand for the light. Justice shall be done. Justice shall be done. I stand for the light, for honor.
Justice has come.
Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. Feel my wrath.
Upgrade complete.
Certainly. Of course. For honor. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. You are past redemption. Feel my wrath. Justice has come.
Is there danger?
Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. Foul
Upgrade
knave.
complete.
What is it? Off I go then. All right. Righto.
Upgrade complete.
Yes, me lord. All right. Yes, me lord. All right. Off I go then. What? Righto.
I'm here to help.
Betrayer of the light.
What is it? What? Righto. Yes, me lord. I can't build there. Off I go then. Ready to work.
The light is my strength. For honor. Of course. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Of course. For my father, the king.
Yes, me lord. All right.
Justice shall be done.
Job's done.
I'm here to help. Certainly. Justice has come. For honor. A sound plan. For honor.
Ready to
A
work.
sound plan. Certainly.
What is it? Job's done. More work. Yes, me lord. Job's done.
Is there danger?
What? Righto. Off I go then. Righto.
The light is my strength. Of course. You are past. I stand for the light.
Yes, me lord. More work. Off I go
The
then.
light is my strength.
What is it? All right. Yes, me lord. Job's done. More work.
More gold is required. More gold is required. More gold is required.
Yes, me lord.
Is there
Ready to
danger?
work.
Certainly. For honor. A sound plan.
Job's
Of course.
done.
Of course. Certainly. For my father, the king. For honor. A sound plan.
Job's
Foul
done.
knave. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course.
What is it? All right.
Justice shall be done.
Job's done.
Feel my wrath.
Yes, me lord. What? Righto. Off I go then. Job's done. What is it?
More gold is required. More gold is required.
All right.
I'm here to help. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Of course. Of course. A sound plan.
Betrayer of the light. More gold is required.
Certainly. For honor. Job's done. For honor.
Our forces are under
For
attack.
word. I stand for the light. Job's done. Foul knave.
What? Upgrade complete.
Yes, me lord. Off I go then. Yes, me lord.
More gold is required.
Righto.
Our
Justice
forces are
shall
under
be done.
attack.
Betrayer of the light.
Certainly. A sound plan.
Our town is under siege.
More word. Yes, me lord.
Upgrade complete.
Yes, me lord. Righto. I'm here to help. I stand for the light. More work? All right. Yes, me lord. Yes, me lord. Job done. Off I go then.
More gold is required.
What is it? What? Righto. The light is my strength. Is there danger? Of course, for honor. Job's done. A sound plan. Job's Certainly. Done. Of course. Certainly. Of course. For honor. For my father, the king. A sound plan.
Well met, good human. Have you come to join in our hunt?
What are you dwarves hunting in this region?
We're hunting black drakes. It's said that drake's blood can bestow fiery enchantments upon weapons.
The fiery enchantments you seek could prove useful.
The name of the beast we're hunting is Cyranox. With your aid, the monster won't stand a chance.
Off I go then. Is there danger? I'm here to help. Justice shall be done.
You are past redemption.
Job's done.
Feel my wrath.
I stand for the light.
Justice is come.
Justice shall be done. A sound plan.
You are past redemption.
I stand for the light. Certainly. For honor. What? Yes, my lord.
Upgrade
Is there
complete.
danger? I'm here to help.
Upgrade complete.
Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. Certainly. Job's done. Of course. For honor. A sound plan.
Research complete.
Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. For honor.
I'm your shooter. Take that, yes. Aye, sir. You have a target?
For honor. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. For honor.
You dare challenge me? You mortals become more reckless with every generation.
The
The light is my strength.
What do you need? I'm your shooter. Aye, sir. Time to go. I'll take care of it. I've got the beast in my sight. You have a target? Okay. Fire!
I'm here to help. A sound. Stand.
What do you need? I'm your shooter. Aye. Time to go. What do you need?
Let's bring this heart back to the dwarves. The light is my strength.
Of course. Is there danger? For honor. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. I'm here to help. Of course. Certainly. What is it? All right. Righto.
Our town is under
Ready
siege.
for action.
For honor. A sound plan.
Ready for action. Here's my lead. Attack!
Is there danger? For honor. Of course. Job's done. Certainly.
Now I will reforge our weapons to strike with searing heat.
On my way. Orders?
The light is my strength.
A sound plan. Justice shall be done. Yes, me lord. What is it? What? Yes, me lord. All right. I stand for the light.
Paladin fool! The warlocks of the Black Rock clan have spoken. Soon, demons will rain from the sky, and this wretched world will burn.
Yes, I've heard this rhetoric before. You orcs will never learn. It was only a mirror image. Damn it. What are these curs up to?
The hour of doom approaches. Let this paltry sacrifice appease our demon masters.
You sick bastards. You'll never get away with it.
Slay the orcs.
Slay them all!
Certainly.
Say the word.
I'm here to help. Yes, me lord. I'm here to help. Is there danger? Of course. I stand for the light. For honor. Forward!
Research complete.
Justice shall be done. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan.
Upgrade complete.
Certainly.
Locked and loaded. You have a target? Okay.
The light is my strength.
For honor. I'm here to help. Justice shall be done. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. Of course. Yes, me lord.
Research complete. Our forces are under attack.
Justice
I go then?
Certainly. A sound plan.
What? What is it?
I stand for the light. For honor. Foul name.
What do you need? Aye! Here's my
The light. I stand for the light.
More work? Righto. What? What is it? Off I go then.
The light is my strength. Certainly. For honor. Is there danger? I'm here to help. Justice shall be done. Is there
Research
danger?
complete.
Yes, me lord. Job's done. All right.
I stand for the
Job's
light.
done.
Of course. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan.
More work? What is it? Righto.
Justice shall be done. Of course.
Job's done.
For honor.
Job's done.
A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. Certainly.
What? More work? Yes, me lord.
The light is my strength. A sound plan.
Yes, me lord. Righto.
I'm here to help. Of course. For honor. Certainly.
Job's
A
done.
sound plan. I stand for the light. For honor. Of course. A sound plan.
Feel my wrath.
Yes, me lord. More work? All right.
Upgrade complete.
Yes, me lord.
I'm here to help.
Upgrade complete.
Is there danger?
Betrayer of the light. Justice is come.
For honor. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. For honor. For honor. Of course. A sound plan.
Job's done.
Certainly. Of course. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Justice shall be done. Of course.
What?
Upgrade complete.
What is it? Off I go then. Yes, me lord. Off I go then. What? Job's done.
Our forces are
This
under
light is
attack.
my strength. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. For my father that you feel my wrath.
I'm your son. Shoot me down!
I'm here to help. Of course. A sound.
Job's done.
Certainly.
What is it? I can't build right. More work? Righto. Righto.
The light is my strength. Is there danger?
Justice shall be done. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. I stand for the light. Certainly. For honor. Job's done. Justice shall be done. Certainly. Foul knave. Job's done. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. Justice has come. You are past redemption. For honor. Certainly. Of course. Upgrade complete. A sound. Job done. A sound. Betrayer of the light. Betrayer of the light. Orders? Aye, my lord. Say the word. You have a target?
The light is my
Yes, my liege. Right. Of course. Let me at it.
I stand for the light.
Is there danger?
What do you need?
I'm here to help. You are past.
Our forces are under attack.
I stand for the light. Of course.
The light is my strength.
For my father, the king. Justice is come.
Ready for action.
Forward. All right.
Orders? Of course.
Justice shall be done. Justice shall be done. Certainly. Feel my wrath.
Ready for action. Yes, my liege. Attack! Right. On my way. Let me at it.
Yes,
Job's
my lord.
done.
Upgrade complete.
Off I go
Ready
then.
for action.
I stand for the light. Foul knave. For honor. A sound plan. Betrayer of the light.
Say the word. Ready for action.
Upgrade complete.
What?
Yes, my lord. Job's done.
The light is my strength.
Is there danger? Of course. Certainly. For honor. I'm here to help. You are past redemption. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan.
Aye, sir. What do you need? Dwarf!
Justice shall be done.
More gold is required. What is it? Off I go then. Yes, my lord. Righto.
Upgrade complete. Say the word.
I stand for the light. Justice has come.
Yes, my liege. Upgrade complete.
Is there danger? Of course, certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course.
What do you need? Aye, my lord. Of course. On my way. Right. Aye, my lord. On my way.
The light is my strength. For honor.
Yes, my liege. Aye, my lord. Attack!
I'm here to help. Certainly.
Orders?
Justice shall be done. Is there danger?
What do you need? Of course.
I stand
Job's
for the
done.
light. Foul knave. For honor. The light is my strength.
Say the word.
Justice shall be done. I stand.
What do you need?
The light is my strength. I'm here to help.
Yes, my liege.
Is there danger? A sound plan. Is there danger? Certainly. For honor.
You've done well, lad. This was a sound victory.
I don't know, Uther. The orcs were sacrificing townsfolk. I think they were trying to summon demons.
Have faith, lad. These orcs are trying to hold on to dying traditions. We defeated their demons a long time ago. Let's head for home. It's been a long day.
You must be wiser than the king. The end is near.
I told you before, I'm not interested in this nonsense.
And I've wasted my time.
You can show yourself now, Jaina. He's gone.
I'm sorry for eavesdropping, Master, but
It's your inquisitive nature that I've come to rely on, child. That crazed fool's convinced that the world is about to end.
I've heard the rumors of the plague spreading throughout the Northlands. Do you truly believe that the plague is magical in nature?
It's a strong possibility. That's why I need you to travel there and investigate the matter. I've arranged for a special envoy to assist you.
Yes, Master. I'll do my best.
I know you will, child. Farewell.
Prince Arthas, we've been waiting here for hours. Are you sure this friend of yours is coming?
I'm sure. Jaina usually runs a little late.
We must help her!
Stay your blade, Captain. She can take care of herself. Gentlemen, meet Miss Jaina Proudmoore, Special Agent to the Kirin Tor, and one of the most talented sorceresses in the land. Looks like you haven't lost your touch. It's good to see you again, Jaina.
You too, Arthas. It's been a while since a prince escorted me anywhere.
Yes, it has. Well, I guess we should get underway.
Our sources believe the plague originated in the region north of here. We should check out the villages along the King's Road.
Light is my strength.
I stand for the light. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. For honor.
Feel my wrath.
Justice. I am ready.
Orders. Right. Attack!
I'm here to help. Is there danger? For my father, the king.
What's the plan?
Justice shall be done. A sound plan.
That's curious.
I stand for the light. Certainly. I'm here to help. The light is my strength. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course, for honor. For honor.
Feel my wrath.
A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. Of course, for honor. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly.
Prince Arthas, there's something amiss at the bridge ahead.
Of course. For honor. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly.
Look, it's Prince Arthas.
For honor. A sound plan. Certainly.
Greetings, my lord.
For honor. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly. For honor. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. For honor.
My lord, someone has destroyed the bridge from the far side of the river. There is another way to cross, but it is not as safe as it used to be.
Certainly. Of course. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. A sound plan. Of
Slaughter
course.
them all.
Bandits, run!
Of course. For honor.
Sack the town.
Save us!
Foul name. I'm here to help. You are past me. For my father, the king. Justice is come. I stand for the betrayer of the light.
I can help.
Oh, thanks so much. I have a reward for you.
Justice shall be done.
Shh, I'm trying to think here.
Is there danger? A sound plan. Certainly. The light is my strength.
Betrayer of the light.
Certainly.
For my father, the king. You are past redemption. Foul knave. Justice has come.
Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan.
My lord, there is an ancient fountain shrine nearby. Legends say that its holy waters can restore health and heal grievous wounds.
That could prove to be useful indeed.
You asked for it.
I'm here to help. Certainly. The light is my strength. For honor. Of course. Certainly. For honor. Of course.
Feel my wrath. Say the word. On my way.
Stand for the light. I'm here to help. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. For honor. Certainly. For honor.
Justice has come.
That's curious.
The light blaster.
You are past. Betrayer of the light. Foul knave. For my father, the king. Feel my wrath. Feel my wrath.
A sound plan.
Justice has come.
I stand for the light. Of course, for honor. Justice shall be done. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Of course. Certainly. For honor.
For my father, the king.
Is there danger? A sound plan. Justice shall be done. I'm here to help. Of course. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Certainly. For honor. What is your wish?
Yes, my liege.
The light is my strength. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. For honor. For honor. Certainly. A sound plan. Of course. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan.
Lock your shields and defend yourselves. Their arrows won't get through. Skeletons, slay them all immediately.
A sound plan. I stand for the light. Of course. Justice shall be done. Certainly. A sound plan. I'm here to help. What were those creatures, Sergeant?
Undead, my lord. This whole village has gone mad. We did our best to defend the villagers, but
We'll get to the bottom of this.
For honor. The light is my strength. Of course. I stand for the light. The light is my strength. Certainly, I stand for the light. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. For honor. Certainly, a sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. Of course, for honor. A sound plan. Certainly, of course. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly, of course. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly, for honor. A sound plan. I'm here to help. Of course.
How may I serve?
Is there danger? Justice shall be done. I stand for the light. Certainly, certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course, for honor.
What's the plan?
This must be the shrine that the old man spoke of. Any man who drinks from these light-blessed waters will be healed. I'm here to help, certainly. A sound plan.
Is there danger?
Of course. The light is my strength. Justice shall be done. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Of course. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly.
It's as if the land around that granary is dying.
Could the grain itself be plagued?
Let's hope not. Those crates bear the regional seal of Anderhall, the distribution center for the northern boroughs. If this grain can spread the plague, there's no telling how many villages might be affected.
Might is my strength.
How may I serve?
You are past the end.
Foul knave.
Betrayer of the light.
For honor. A sound plan. For honor. Certainly. Of course. For honor. Of course. I stand for the a sound plan. Justice shall be done. A sound plan. I'm here to help. Justice has come. Certainly. For honor. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. I'm here to help. Of course. For honor. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Of course. Certainly.
Greetings. We are priests from Quel'Thalas. We've come to help heal the land of this strange curse.
As always, the generosity of the elves is greatly appreciated.
You should know that there is a granary warehouse at the far end of this village. This evil blight may be evident there as well.
We'll check it out.
Sound plan. Certainly. For honor. Of course. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Of course. Certainly. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. A sound plan. For honor. Of course, for honor. The hell are you men shooting at?
We're blasting those damn skeletons, sir. This whole flaming village is crawling with them.
Well, I could use your help. We've got a warehouse to destroy at the end of town.
Let's get to fight.
The light is someone who justice shall be. What is? I stand for the light.
I'll take care of it.
Is there danger? Of course. A sound plan. I'm here to help.
Let's get to fighting.
Justice shall be done.
Hello! Mobile!
I stand for the light. Certainly, the light. Is there danger or honor?
That's curious.
The light is my strength.
Inventory is full.
I stand for the light. Justice shall be done. For honor. Certainly. Of course. A sound plan. For honor. A sound plan. Certainly. Of course. For my father, the king. I'm here to help. Certainly.
What's the plan? I'll check it out. I'll take care of it.
I'm here to help.
I can help.
Justice shall be done. Of course. For honor. A sound plan. Of course. A sound plan. Certainly. For honor. For honor.
Betrayer of the light.
Where do you want us?
You made the right choice.
It's on!
We've been discovered, my brothers. Flee and continue with the operation. I'm sorry I can't stay and chat, but duty calls.
That creature looks like it was sewn together from different corpses.
Let's study it after we kill it, okay? Is there danger?
Show us a target. Gotta go.
Me too!
Move your arse.
That's curious. Sounds interesting.
The light is my strength.
Hello!
Come on, Shorty.
On our way!
Let's get to fighting.
Where do you want us?
We'll do it in a jiffy. You made the right choice.
It's on!
Is my aid required?
Show us a target. We'll do it in a jiffy. Come on, Shorty.
On our way!
Gotta go.
Me too!
What's the plan? I'll check it out. Sounds good. Sounds interesting. Shh, I'm trying to think here. I can help. I'll take care of it.
Hello!
Move your arse. Show us a target.
Mobile!
Move your arse.
I can help.
Is there danger?
Let's get to fighting. Gotta go.
Me too!
Come on, Shorty.
On our way! Mobile!
We'll do it in a jiffy. You made the right choice.
It's on!
I'm here to help.
Shh, I'm trying to think here. I'll check it out.
Orders? Aye, my lord.
The light. I stand for the light. You are past redemption. Feel my wrath. Destroy that warehouse. Now. Justice has come. Feel my wrath. You are past redemption, betrayer of the light.
Where do you want us?
Justice shall be done. Foul knave. A sound plan.
Betrayer of the light.
For my father, the king. Of course. What was that? Who was that wizard dressed in black?
I believe that the robed man was a necromancer. Obviously, he and his lackeys are behind this plague.
Well, it's a good bet we'll find him and the answers we're looking for in Anderhall.